more than a lot of damage. First kill will be confirmed. That's Derek who falls. Up top, though, Supa finds an immediate response. So even at the early interaction, we still have a 4v4.
Indeed, we do. On equal footing here as far as man count. We are seeing the heal happen there to get Shanks back up to speed. Two players defending here as we do see C9 going for the full split. Floppy catches Superman way off guard. Neptune unable to recover it. As Floppy takes full control of the site now, the rest of his teammates will be flooding in. Only 2 members left here for this retake. Poised, first man in. He's down as well now, all on Shanks and tough ahead of him.
Shots tapping with the frenzy will eventually be challenged, and Floppy just sneaking through Mail wins the round without question. I mean, the immediate rotation from Cloud9 coming through with
Definitely knowledgeable dude.
early information here from Rise. What to say, they see both players cross, and Shanks is equal to the task, finding both the duelist players early. Mitch on the corner, also going to be red, but it will be eventually isolated. So there is an opportunity to get this back to more level numbers here. Cloud9 Blue still having to fight back a 2v4, though.
Yeah, Cloud9 is trying to brute force their way into A early, and they got absolutely shut down. Shanks with a big double kill there to kind of kick things off, and now Rise has made some good rotations into A heaven. They still have Poise locking it down over here towards screens. And so Mitch and Floppy are going to have a tough time. They're trying to wall their way up into A heaven. Interesting maneuver. Maybe they can find a little vulnerability here. They actually do almost catch one with the blind side, but Neptune had him covered. A nice attempt from Cloud9, but it is caught by Rise.
Yeah, it's space, but again, they used a lot of their utility to get through B main. So will there actually be an opportunity to use anything to clear out some of this Viper's pit? The answer would seem to be no, but Poised able to turn things into a 4v4. Now here comes the approach. Rise largely comes from the outside. Poise finds a second from the back, but Mitch lining up 2, not going to get the third. Supa keeping things all even, and Poise has found a third. Just down to Zeta, 1v2 situation, not going to get the better of Supa. And my goodness,
man.
So Poise, the sole defender, finds 3. He'll be awarded the defuse, and Rise successfully retake.
Rise is containing this pretty darn well, all considering. Now it's actually all on Zeta.
What a shot from Shanks. 3 kills in the round, and okay, so here's something else to kind of keep in the back of our mind, is to send this one through ropes. Poise, once again, going to be tested. Shanks here with him. No one has actually seen Poise yet. Now he reveals his position. He finds one. Would love a second, but the neural theft will come through. Spike once again, down to the ground. Superman on the rotation from behind. Leaf is good for 1, but is not able to collect the spike. So a heal will come through, and a second attempt will be made to grab this. Oh, gravity well will come through. That's going to stop everybody in place. Really well timed, and once more the spike not collected, but Zeta coming through ramps finds one, nearly a pixel peek up top on the Neptune. Resurrection just to bait out the play, and Mitch and Leaf swing for the kills, but is it enough? It's just down to Derek, not quite able to clean things up. Just right in front of his face, he has to give up the angle, and Cloud9 Blue once again get B tower. Quickly trying to work their way in. Leaf with a Spectre able to find one. Neptune only good for a single elimination, and Cloud9 Blue again get onto the B site. Interesting interaction here with Mitch. Says, come to my level, Poise.
Oh, God. Just off the top turnbuckle, man. Straight clothesline.
Player standing.
And there's just nothing they can seem to do. Superman now left alone in a tough 1 versus 2. Players have really great positioning to kind of play off of each other, not really getting command the 1v1s that he wants. And yeah, that's going to be the nice crossfire. Zeppa collecting the hat trick. Fearless and are fragging out, and they're trying to do it yet again here. Poison Company, though, trying to hold on, but not for long, unfortunately.
Shanks just gets stuck by a blast pack?
I don't know what happened because my screen was wrecked. I think he did. I think you're absolutely right. Like, it wrecked our spectator view. I was so confused. I was just trying to trudge along. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Here's something beeping on him, but back into the round, Rise is actually in a position where they could fight back for a thrifty of their own here. 2v3. Zeppa down low has gotten at least an angle on where Neptune's position. They should know Supa's playing from behind, and Zeppa's anticipating this peak, but still can't win the gunfight. So now 2v2 onto the site. Up top, Mitch not able to find anything. Zeta in the back finds one, knows where the second is. Shoulder for shoulder, Supa for 4, and Rise respond back with a lower economical disadvantage round of their own. Showstopper was also spent not finding any value, so Cloud9 Blue, hard commitment, but the first blood still favors that of Rise. Leaf able to respond, Zeta another, as they do get some pressure, but Rise is still in a very formidable position to hold this, and Derek for 2, Poise the third. Zeta still threatening. but not going to be able to find a way down from the rafters. So Derek clutches up with 3. Actually on the leaf off screen. Floppy for 1, but caught immediately afterwards as Zeta tried to get the poison cloud down. Spike has to be committed to. Mitch up top does kind of make sure the top stays safe. Now it's successfully planted, and Mitch follows up with another. Just down to Shanks, who barely missed the timing to maybe make this a bit easier on the leaf. Has the knives to play with here. And an operator. And the first point of contact will be right here on the leaf. Finds the first one, no problem. Right click and play. Dashing on through. 85 health. Now around the corner. On the cloudburst being spent back corner, stayed safe, but both Cloud9 members right and C9 Blue put themselves within 2 after the first half. 7 cloudburst across, but Zeta sees some information. That to Zeppa, able to find 1 with the frenzy. Boombot, he runs right by it. Oh, the point of contact eventually comes through. Super able to help out. Poised up top though, gets 1 tap by Leafs. Right click. My goodness, that was at range. And that's Cloud9 Blue now in a 4v3, defensively still holding on to A.
Yeah, wild times there inside that smoke on ramps, but Cloud9 Blue do come out on top in the 4 versus 3 when it's all said and done. All Rise has is a heaven. They can threaten maybe the ropes fall back to middle, but other than that, they don't have much other options. The wall comes up, and it basically saves Derek's life. And he can't really use it to pinch back balls, though, because there's still a gap there. And Leaf and company are able to handle it, but Superman responds nicely.
It's just down to him, though. 1v2 situation. Double chow. They know he's low. Finds the first. That's 4 kills in the round for Supa. The hit is on the way. Rise moving quickly. Right in front of Zeta. There's a couple of players, but Poise is able to find first blood. Zeppa right to the cloudburst. Nearly gets a bit of a timing, but Rise cleaning things up around their setup. And Shanks was really not even required, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's just the hit from the front was so good.
Yeah. Even throw a Cosmic Divide in for good measure to really deter Cloud9 Blue from wanting to try to fight for this retake early. I mean, now they're going to do what they can. It's a bonus round anyway. They're going to try to play around this wall. Shanks is waiting for them to come on through.
Mitch gets one.
On the rafters with Mitch.
That's our cover is low. Doesn't actually block any line of sight, so Rise can still commit to this, but Mitch able to find 1. Eric instantly responding, and then the concussion will come through as Rise will find 3 straight kills. 4v2 situation. Spike's going to be planted, and for C9, Zeppa's already peeking early. He's able to find 1 elimination, but that will be all he comes for, as they're going to have to back away and try to play this one a little bit more strategically 2v3.
Very tough retake here for Cloud9 with Zeppa already so low on health. It's all are coming from one way, and Rise has good positioning here.
Poise, the camera does get deleted, but they should know that, yeah, Zeta's playing on one side, and Poise, brilliant read onto Zeppa for the second. Clean shots coming through, and now 9-7 for Rise. 9 Blue, and it looks like they will try to make the move from top first, but Derek, that wide peak is so much information. The paranoia comes out. Meanwhile, Poise on the opposite angle, able to find 1 elimination. Floppy throwing at least a kill into the mix for Cloud9, but largely this has been so beautifully held from Rise, and beyond that, just red in general as far as how the retake's coming through.
This one's done and dusted, one would say. Floppy gets a 3rd there, and you know, that at least makes it expensive on Rise, forcing a little bit.
Initially going to sight, just throws that out blindly to the back corner, and that actually does not confirm a lot of damage. Up top, Zeppa denied. Rise maybe trying to hold this back. Supa for 2, but Cloud9 stacking together, just wolfpacking this, but nobody sees Supa. Him and Poise have collected for all the final 3 eliminations. Eric, but he's definitely inserted him into it now. Neptune, backside, slow orb. Ooh, gonna be challenged here, but deals with Zeppa. Shanks here for help, and it's clean! It's a flawless round. Supa comes from behind. Shanks able to also help out from top side, and that will be enough to put Rise on map point. Showstopper coming out. Not gonna find too much with anything yet, just opening engagements coming through, but Rise will still possess the zone, plus also get the resurrection into the mix. Paint shells just right out in the middle of the site actually forces Shanks to go to the high ground. Derek watching over the top of his barrier orb just to make sure that if there are any of the Cloud9 members that move through, they are contested initially. Zeppa's going to updraft on top, but over towards Tower. Supa's able to find 1. Derek holding on the trigger, finds more, and Cloud9 never get through screens. It's Rise who's surprised first, 13-7, and a set will be coming up next.
It kind of is lame to watch. I'm not going to lie on the A side of the map, just all the Odin wars that go on there, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Eric, back of your head does not have an eye on it.
Yeah, now they're essentially pinched on up the full play through a main. Floppy bunny hopping his way forward. Not going to find as many as you would have come to expect, but it's still a super 1v3. Completely trapped up by Leaf. First couple of shots will go a bit errant, but eventually Leaf converts on the 3 kills. So Cloud9 Blue, aggressive through the A side of the map, find their way behind the play and very easily lock up the pistol.
To Neptune, they're a couple away now from that run it back for an execute for maybe even next round, perhaps. Poi is also getting some good mid control with his utility to clear out pizza and put that pressure onto market. Yeah, so I mean he's doing a great job just keeping that mid presence and keeping Cloud9 Blue interested. They still have good positioning here for this A attack. They have 4 players strong.
Gravity Well is going to be inspired by the time that this paranoia is eventually shrugged off. Leaf did the first couple of eliminations, and then the lineup. Beautiful hold here from Cloud9. Poised, who was playing through mid-map, is now by themselves. 1v3, should know Leaf is close. Finds the first one cleanly. Zeppa low on the site. This is a 1v1 for the time being, as you're still waiting for the defensive Killjoy to rotate over, and Poised, who collects the spike, actually will have a look at this. But the problem is, has he completely lost Zeppa, never even fully clears the back boxes, and Zeppa just comes around, makes sure, yep, that is indeed a plant. I'll get the free kill, and Cloud9 Blue go up 3-0.
But there's not quite a rotation yet from Cloud9 Blue to help assist his A side, and Shanks just charges through.
Yeah, gets right to the nanostorm, but cannot get through Mitch, who actually finds one. That will keep the play relatively safe. Run it back, trying to clear out the garden, and caught trying to make the long rotation. Neptune finds nothing with it. Poised trying to rotate mid-map, not going to cut off any defensive rotations, but the spike gets planted, and Derek and Supa will combine for 2 immediately after the plant comes in successfully. So 2v4 situation. Favoring Rise, but Zeta's found one. Trade will be there, and it all falls on the shoulders of Floppy. And this is a very tough 1v3. Gets the read up top, though. Also knows that he's got one down low. The question is, where is Derek? And now he's found him. So Floppy has the information on where these last 2 members are, but has to move quickly. Has an opportunity for Supa, but that's not a gunfight. Supa will lose all too often.
Will block some of the key areas. Also, those stars are really going to make it difficult for Zeppa to stick around and defend this actual take. He's getting lit up right now.
30 seconds left.
Mike will be down, though. Early Hunter's Fury. Derek tags one. If he goes left, he might be able to sneak on a couple more, but no.
Close.
Misses. The opportunity from the double down was there, though. Zeppa up top by himself. The rest of the Cloud9 retake going to have to beat through tree. But the blades are still up. Supa on the cross, waiting very patiently, but Zeppa and Floppy turn this now into a 1v1. Zeppa at low health. Shock dart in a perfect position from Derek. That will clutch up the round. Also had recon bolt if he needed it. And the conversation of do we want the operator?
Ra's able to recover just fine. And again, they're really limiting Cloud9 Blue's impact with this mid aggression.
Oh, but Shanks, first one forward, able to find one. That's not bad from Poise, able to go 1 for 1 and read that Cloud9 have heavily hit through B main. Spike will go down successfully, but Derek gets caught trying to reposition, and I think the question you pose is the important one. Why even bother peeking it? So now, weapons callied for Cloud9, and this is a realistic 3v3 they can win.
It is, because they've reclaimed some weapons as well. Shanks is low health at Y, and if he gets unchecked, though, it could still be just fine here for Rise.
Oh, Shanks in the corner. Nobody expects to play through Wine, and that, I think, is probably the angle that Derek should have been in the first place, but regardless, Rise in a very comfortable position. They will lock down Zeta, and that will mean that Rise, 3 rounds in a row, all of a sudden turned into a 5v3 for the defenders of Cloud9.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to find a vulnerability at middle with Neptune right there with the Phoenix slipping through into the back halls, but he wound up getting absolutely caught. Now they're trying to tear through manually, but Leaf is maybe going to get the ace here, and indeed he will. Neptune down, Leaf the big hold on A. That fate got read like a book by Cloud9, and they'll extend that lead to 5-3, looking very... Turret down this to make sure they're controlled. Now they're going to flash through. They bust through that Killjoy utility. Shanks are going to go all the way back halls, but Mitch catches that.
Yeah, Shanks penalized, trying to move way too quickly through. Leaf also put in the Empress. He's dismissed to reset the fight. My goodness, Leaf is so slippery. And then now finding a third. A little bit of help from Superman. Find that kill. Last one left alive is Neptune. Finally puts down Leaf, but nothing he could do, stuck in the middle of the map. And I see what you're trying to do there, Shanks, but that is absolutely a penalization that will come to damage confirmed, but still, Rise pushing this forward. Not going to expect Leaf to still be holding at the dark cover. Finds one, tries to hold on the trigger, but he has to dismiss and puts everyone right in the waiting arms of Floppy. And then the patient tapping of the Guardian also comes up empty. Cloud9 blue fire back with a Fury. 7-3 now up.
Yeah, big hold there. You know, obviously Zeppa in a bit of a scary situation when that first shot misses and he's getting swarmed by it to be proactive from heaven.
And actually, the nanostorms are already off the table. Boy's able to find the first blood. The gravity wall making life difficult on the site for Mitch, but he's able to avoid the Hunter's Fury and find a response kill. Also denies the recon bolt, which makes Wappy an opportunity through 3. But Supa for 3 kills! Unbelievable! This guy could do it all! I mean, we've seen this in his come up. Everyone's like, dude, Supa is unbelievable, and we're immediately being reminded on why this would be essentially about a 1v4 situation if he can win this 1v1.
Yeah, gotta wait for those stars to come on back, and indeed they will be reclaimed. Now they are available for him to place. Spike is still down in the site. Zeppa having to now worry about his backside because so much time has passed. Doubt has been instilled. But now Superman will move in. He'll be able to get the Spike back. He's got to commit the plant here soon, though.
The commitment will come through. The question is, can he exit? He seems to be thinking that, and Zeppa had no idea where Supa had gone to. So Supa for 4, tripling up amidst the chaos, and securing the 1v1, and now Rise does take down the lockdown, so at least there's some success, but maybe it's only a silver lining here as Rise is still on the way forward. Neptune has been completely negated from this run it back all first half. Zeppa through the smoke for 3. Supa trying to respond, but Zeta there to respond in kind, and the Classic cannot come up fast enough. Cloud9, a little slip through Tree, gets them their 8th round, and we swap the sides. Tree, I mean, there's so many individual moments to go back to and maybe think if you don't allow those pop-offs, what could have been. But it's going to be a very quick pull. And, speaking of pulls, how about hot hands into gravity wells? Neptune trying to come around the corner, but doesn't check his left, doesn't make a difference. Shanks just shooting in circles, finds 2 somehow. Zeta responds with a double of his own, and that will mean Cloud9 blue with a 3v2 have a plant. Yeah,
they break through. It was a really neat little Gravo hot hands combo. It just was a little late, and so Cloud9 Blue get through. They get their entries. Now they're on site. They have the post plant going. Floppy taking some licks. But Mitch and company holding on, and they will secure it. That'll extend their lead to 9-4. Very likely a 10th coming as Rise will have to take a save.
Cloud9 after the Leers come out have not actually fully committed, but oh, how about this quad stack peak? Oh my, that was a firing line from Rise, and they find first blood.
Yeah, Cloud9 Blue will now know that A is vulnerable though, so they'll try to take into that, but the rotations are already pretty quick here from Rise to get into position inside Heaven. Neptune also looking to maybe come in through tree position, but the door will shut on him, but still, the firepower disadvantage is really heavy.
Neptune does actually get tagged by the alarm bot, not that it'll mean too much here with no armor. Cloud9 setting up a post point, which is largely on the site. 2 players playing through the main archway. Poise is the player on the backside here for Rise on the flank, and it does get checked. Poise is taken down low. Zeta confirms the kill. Now Zeppa up top. Again, the Marshal will one tap as nobody's carrying armor for Rise, and it is just going to be a 2v4 situation, and Rise might actually be considering, with Shanks going along the back, maybe they're just trying to collect this rifle and just give this round up without contesting it again.
Hard to say. Maybe just trying to get some more exits with Shanks playing with this frenzy here as a main. Good for 1, but does go down. Now it's just Neptune with the classic. Probably he needs to die here. I mean, he wants to get that money. Indeed, he will fall to the spike.
We're talking 10-7 on the card, so things to consider. Derek spam shots, holding hands with Poise though, and actually do find some value off the recon bolt that will tag up one player. That's Leaf, who's brought down to half HP.
Yeah, Leaf taking a lot. Owl drone coming in. Leaf trying to still play behind it anyway, despite the low HP, but Poise making a pay for it. Shanks, or excuse me, Zeppa able to dash in here with his smokes and get up close, but everything going Rise's way.
Yeah, really clean stuff from Poise on these peaks. Also saw the information on the dash through, which allowed Supa a chance to trade things out. Spamming things is Derek. Able to find the 4th elimination, just down to Mitch, who just has a Marshal and a Ghost to play with. Decent damage here, but realistically no chance for the 1v4, and so Rise do secure their 5th round, do it cleanly as well, but this is the big test here. Boys trying to hold their life, waiting for help, as Superman has not been a part of this play, but is now starting to get involved through mid-market. Meanwhile, Derek holding down the trigger! Finds a couple. Poise now revealing his position, will also find 2. An absolute perfection from Rise. They take their 6th round, and now Cloud9 back onto the save.
They'll have a spike plant, but again, lockdown available for Rise, and they have a 5-on-3.
The Owl drone.
Owl drone, yep.
It'll clear mid-market. That was the entire intention. Doesn't matter about tagging one on site. You know there are players on site, but they don't expect Mitch to be sitting mid-map. He's found one. Floppy runs into the dark cover looking for a timing, but misses it. Poised able to find that elimination. Zeta from the boathouse, though, keeps things alive. Caught with the recon bolt out, but no elimination to speak of as of yet. Cloudburst comes down. Mitch onto the site. He'll find one. Mitch for two. Just down to Derek, who cannot turn in time to double up or find what would need to be 4. And Cloud9 Blue salvage the round. 3v5 again. All of the Cloud9 members coming through. A bunch of Cloudburst. Shanks very quickly goes to the Cloudburst and tries to back away, but Zeppa beats him to the punch over the top of the boathouse. Derek able to respond for one. Gets a second. Stays alive and healthy. Recon bolt comes through. Knows that he's got contenders nearby and spams through the wall. Derek for 4. Superman cleans things up. And Rise bounced back after a bit of a foul to keep things within 3.
I tell you what, when Derek does play on site,
No, not at all. Lockdown is just instantly denied, so why not just hold your positions over towards A? Supa inside the site finds the first, no problem. Has an idea where Zeppa is, but Poise inside the site will confirm that. Zeppa low, not going to find anything besides the initial trade, and Supa holds on to the A site. The spike is down, and for the last 2 Cloud9 members, they have to come through glass. They read this. Neptune finds the first, knows now that Mitch is here. The curveball comes out, but Mitch able to sidestep and stay alive. Recon Bolt also sidestep, but not going to make a difference. You can only dance so much, says Neptune, and we've got Rise 10-11, but Cloud9 right back to sticky financial situations. To be able to hear the rotation through mid-map. This comes down to can he find eliminations. He is one of our SMG players, and Supa says, not on my watch. Shanks inside the dark cover, no problem there. Also gets in floppy for a second. Zeppa's around the back of this play, but it's going to be him and Zeta that have to do something, and Neptune reads this very nicely. Curveball comes through, doesn't even need it. Neptune, the duelists have made their way forward to Neptune. He gets through B main, finds a kill into Floppy. That's your spike carrier down, and beyond that, of course, the confirmation at the end of the run it back that more is to come.
Oh, no.
Shanks gets the information off the Al drone, and Leaf falls. Now it's a 3v5. Cloud9 need to find a way to respond back in some form. Otherwise, you're looking at an 11-12, and Shanks hits again. Derek through the wall, confirming a bit of damage, and I don't know how you do this if you're Cloud9 with a 2v5, but you have to go for it.
Yeah, you do. You got to stop Rise from getting to map and series point, but it's going to be difficult. Like you said, only 2 players in. They have 100 series available. That's about it. They have no real control. Neptune's in a key spot to watch them come out B main or to watch any type of market press. I mean, Cloud9 Blue are so split up from each other. They have to just hope for a big individual play, and, well, Mitch gets Superman down. That's putting some threats on spawn. But Neptune makes a great maneuver back into market to collect him. Now it's all on Zeta, and Shanks with the hat trick.
Pinball going on up top. Hot Hands also coming through the Nanostorm to block off some of the space, but even Neptune throws the Blaze Wall in. Mitch denies what's going to be a really good recon bolt, but Zeta finds a couple of kills. Derek on the way in just has the LMG trying to hold on the trigger. 1v1! Shanks confirms it, and Rise upset Cloud9 Blue to get the Challengers 1!
Indeed, they do. Cloud9 Blue, one of the favorites to make it, are out. They will have to wait for the open qualifiers. We'll talk more about it after a short break.